True Royal, are you there?
It worked out what I had to do, because I know I had blundered, but everybody merged over to where they were supposed to go.
Okay. Now, do you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you clear. Let me go on my channel. Do y'all hear Lisa? Give me a number 17 just to let me know that y'all hear Lisa.
Well, I see 117, so hopefully you should be able to hear me.
Yeah. I got to do one more thing. Just give me just a second here.
Okay.
One more thing. Let me get over here. Okay. Okay, everything is good, Lisa. We can roll. All right, thank you everybody for your patience. Everything is excellent.
My trivia live stream. So I got something up on the screen because I know you're a cat lover like I am.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there are lions from history, and these are our creatures, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And they were called Barbary lions.
Mm.
Barbary lions were like, how can I say this? They were like the Cadillac of lions. So when you look at them and you see that African lion next to them, what do you notice?
Well, they do look bigger. Their
They are.
faces look big. Yeah, their faces are much stronger, more intense.
Now,
Yeah.
the Barbary lions, their average weight was 600 to 660 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
They were used for war. There were all different groups on this planet at one time that would grab these lions when they went into war
Mm-hmm.
because they were just unbeatable as far as a killing machine is concerned.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you see those gladiator movies and you know how they bring the lions out to kill and eat the people or maul them
Yes.
to death,
Mm-hmm.
all of those lions back then were Barbary lions.
Okay.
This lion was so magnificent and so powerful and so beloved back then. Do you know all of the lion statues that you see on places like the Vatican or cathedrals, or you may see them at museums because they're old statues, or you'll see the lion with the crown on their head? Those
Mm-hmm.
are all Barbary lions. They
Okay.
were so beloved back then.
Mm-hmm.
They were hunted into practically extinction because
That's
you know how
awesome.
this Gentile is. The Gentile got to have the big, best everything.
Mm-hmm.
So they literally hunted these things until they no longer exist in the wild. The only few that are left are in captivity,
That is
and that's
awful.
it. Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm. That
Even
is.
the females are bigger. The females are bigger than your normal African lion. And if
Mhm.
you look at the African lion and look at the Barbaries, even their eyes are different.
Yeah,
You
they
see how
are.
the Barbary has that marking on their nose, but the African lion don't have that.
Mm-mm. No,
Yeah.
there's a big difference there. I can see it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I can
Mhm.
truly see it. Mhm.
And it just goes to show you it's not just people. And this is what I was telling them. It is even in animals. The Most High made some animals to be more dominant than others. It's just like, and I gave them the scenario. It's just like if you see a pigeon
Mhm.
and then I show you a hawk, you're going to instantly know that hawk is a bigger, stronger, more powerful bird.
Yeah.
Well, he did that with all of the animals, including the lions. He made the Barbaries, and they are the most powerful of all of the lions. And
Yeah.
I'm not no insult to the African lions, because let's be real, they could all kill you.
Mhm.
Okay. At
Yeah.
the end of the day, it is just if you put that African lion next to a Barbary, he's going to look way smaller.
Mhm. Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm a research that further. I like to look at their whole
And
entire
they
body.
said these Barbaries would even kill uh, crocodiles.
Wow.
They would
Now
kill crocodiles. Yes.
that's doing something. That's doing something
Hmm.
there. That's
Yeah.
doing something.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Research them. They are creatures that goes back thousands of years.
Mhm.
And the Most
Mhm.
High made them stronger for a reason. But unfortunately, they got used and abused by people.
Mhm.
If it wasn't for that, they probably would still be around in big numbers.
Okay. So
Mhm.
I was telling people as I was trying to get this thing all situated on my channel, it was a number of people over here. I was telling them your title, and Lisa's title is Franklin Graham Speaks Out on Hollywood Fires. And basically just saying that God is God is not doing any punishment. And then my title is LA Wildfires, what is Yah telling the world?
Yes.
Yeah, and
Now, let me ask you, True Royal, what's the latest update on these fires? Did you
yeah,
listen to anything this morning?
I've been staying on top of it, and I went a little bit of a different direction too for a reason, and we'll get into it. Um, People are still burnt out, and that link that I had sent you, which I should send other people who want to stay on top of it. Um, as far as there's one area I think it's called Hearst. I don't even see it right now.
Mm-hmm.
They're 89% contained.
Mm-hmm.
But all the other places are they still saying 11% contained. And I'll send y'all this link if you want to
Mm-hmm.
with these fires, and then you can click on the districts that there are. No, this not the districts. We got districts up here, excuse me. The cities that are being affected by it. Now, what I did was
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to check out our folks being affected by it. So I had went on Instagram, which was an excellent place to go because a number of Black celebrities have went to the hood and started gathering up donations, because what had happened was um, they had went to the white areas. Black folks had went to the white areas to help, and they didn't want them to help, so they set up their own stuff, which is even better, because let's keep in mind, anytime there is any type of disaster, my royal family, and I'm not speaking to y'all like y'all don't know, but I just like being passionate when I speak. This is the money grab. This is a way to steal. Okay. Now keep in mind what I just said. Our own folks wanted to go help. and they ran them out of the communities. So naturally, our folks would be affected too as well. We setting up our own thing. You can go over to Instagram to a number of Black celebrities where the money is going directly to um, Black folks' hands, not going to Red Cross and all them different places. And that's not to say our folks won't steal either, but usually when it goes to our folks, it usually is the right direction, because you put that money in the enemy's hand, they stealing.
Right.
This is what they looking at. This is a money grab. We've been seeing this stuff for years, and people heart is pouring out, and money, people just think I'll just blindly give, and they think they did something. You got to know where your money go. And everything. Even if you got individual families down there, it's just better to make a care package for your family, send your family some money, and do it like that. Because I seen on Facebook a number of Black families, people I went to high school with, who lost their homes too as well, and they're setting up stuff. I would say it is better to not rush and do anything, and take your time, and don't just jump up and do anything if you feel compelled to do anything. But
Yeah,
folks,
I agree with that. I agree.
Mhm.
And I'm glad you put that out there. I'm not surprised. If you go back historically, these folks have always done that. Whenever there's a disaster that strikes, True Royal is right. They think about themselves. They don't think about us. They don't care what
Mhm.
happens to us.
Mhm.
I mean, she's telling you the truth, because I've seen it even with the hurricanes. If y'all remember that hurricane that hit Houston, those Black folks there said that when the rescue crews came in there, they went straight for the white folks and went right past them.
Mhm.
It
Mhm.
happens all the time. Yeah. No,
Yes.
I know you're telling the truth. And as far as Red Cross, I would never give Red Cross a dime.
So I'm putting in a link on Lisa's channel and my channel. There's a link that I'm putting at LA Times if you want to keep up with, if you know what little towns and stuff is affecting and all of that. But as far as Instagram, you're on your own over there, because you got to go over there to those Black celebrities. There was a number of Black celebrities, and even the Nation of Islam was boots on the ground down there doing their thing.
Mhm.
And everything. And I like what I like what I was seeing, because they the insurance companies is already gonna screw folks and stuff, and they this is an opportunity to exploit. Now, when me and Lisa was talking, as we were talking, it just hit me. I said, I wonder how the white Christian community is responding to this. And lo and behold, I did not know what I was getting ready to run up on. And then Franklin Graham is saying this is not Yah, even though Lisa put God, Yah's judgment. And I often say, look at things with your spiritual eyes. When things are so beyond you, and saying what's really going on. And this is what I shared with Lisa, and I could kick myself because I didn't say anything. When all this drama was popping off with Diddy this, Diddy that, in the back of my mind, I said, is Hollywood getting ready to be judged? But I didn't say anything. That's the earnest truth. I didn't say anything. I could feel something coming. I didn't know what was coming. I'm an empath. Sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong. But that was just that one time that I didn't say anything. I'm not
Well,
a know-it-all.
they said that fire is close to Diddy's mansion in LA. Now, I don't know if it ever reached his mansion, but they said his mansion was under threat.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Mm-hmm.
don't know, I don't know. And that was said like 2 days ago,
Mm-hmm.
that he was really not that far away from all the fire where that mansion is
Mm-hmm.
situated in LA.
True.
So
I want to say
who?
something real quick. I want to say
Yeah,
something
go
real
ahead.
quick before you
Go
get
ahead.
started. Dark-skinned brother Lisa said the same thing. Dark-skinned brother said this, Lisa. This lets you know they're watching our channels.
Oh yeah, they are. They are.
Mm-hmm.
There's no doubt about it. They are. They always
Mm-hmm.
do, y'all. Make no mistake about it. You know, they always do. They act unconcerned about us and don't care what we said, but they actually do care about what we say. Because if you notice, they come and troll us. We don't go and troll them.
No, we don't. No,
We
we
don't
don't.
think about them like that.
And then you gonna jump up real quick and start saying, "Oh no, this is not Yah's judgment. Oh no, he's not judging."
Let
And let
me
me
let
tell
me
you,
just let
go
me
ahead.
just explain why I went with the title God, because God to them is white Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
We don't worship the same. That's why I didn't use Yah, because we don't worship the same gods. Their God is white Jesus, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So anyway, that is true. They have been taught, and True Royal and I spoke about this. They have been taught that they are above reproach. They believe they should never be punished for anything they do. And they think that privilege is not only here, but it goes well beyond that. The universal rule is they don't get punished for anything. And we know that is unrealistic. It's not true, because it says it is no scripture in the Bible that says that a, a single group is above all punishment. So we know what they're saying is BS. But not only are they learning that in the household, they're learning that in church from these white pastors. There's a reason why Franklin Graham is talking the way that he does, because this is what he's been telling his parishioners all along. Oh, it don't matter what you do or say to them in words, ain't nothing gonna happen to you.
Mm-hmm.
And they
Mm-hmm.
believe in that. They
Mm-hmm.
believe it's true. We know that mess ain't true, but
Mm-hmm.
they believe it's true.
Yeah, that's true. And what I've been paying a close attention to, this is not our new year. I hope we know this.
Oh
Look
yeah.
at how their new year has kicked off.
And it's gonna go
Destruction
downhill from
after
there. Yeah.
destruction after destruction. Now, I took it even deeper with Lisa. The focal point right now is just because you got to look at people always looking at Holly Hell. That's what I call it, Holly Hell. So people are looking at Holly Hell. This is going to affect the inauguration. I guarantee you this, because Trump want all eyes on him. And naturally, the world is looking at this devastation. I have never seen nothing like this. This is unreal.
And some of the world is saying this is judgment. I was looking at Iran news that came out of Iran. That is exactly what Iran is saying. They said this is America's judgment, that fire. I
Mhm,
said there's a lot of countries around this world that's saying the same thing. This is their judgment.
mhm. So somebody put in here, why did they dismantle the fire hydrants before they started? That's just what they do. They destructive. They have a
Right.
destructive nature.
Why
I
didn't they
mean,
fix the reservoir when it was such an easy fix?
mhm,
I mean, there's a lot of questions you can ask surrounding the fire. Absolutely.
mhm, mhm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So also, when I was pulling up articles while me and Lisa was talking in the San Francisco Chronicle, they also got in their feelings about, no, this is not God's judgment. And then they started bringing up the alphabet mafia and all this different stuff and said, no, we're progressive. No, your ass is arrogant. You are not a
Mhm.
progressive group of people,
And
because
how
if
are
you
you gonna tell how you gonna tell the Most High what he's doing ain't your judgment? Who are you? Seriously,
that's
who the hell are you?
that's another level of their arrogance. And then they get what I call a false sense. They'll have their folks tell them some BS, and they'll have a false sense of comfort. Then when it show up at their doorsteps, like them videos Lisa been showing, and their immediate situation is impacted, they screaming and hollering and stuff. They don't mean that. They putting up GoFunds where they want people to pay their bills. They don't care about the collective. They never did care about the collective.
Yeah, I mean, look, y'all, whenever we were struggling, what did they say? Pull yourself up by the bootstraps. And I remember when I did my first live stream on this, that was exactly what our people were saying in the chat. Pull yourself up by the bootstraps. See, you can't show a lack of empathy. And then when your time comes and something happens to you, you want us to rally around you and be there.
And people, I know people are still stepping in. Remember what I said? I checked the Black community, and Black folks went to those wealthy communities to go help, and they ran them off. So they sitting up here screaming and hollering on TV, but then when somebody want to extend a helping hand, you want to pick and choose who you want to help you. So they are true to their nature. And I often talk about the nature of the enemy.
Oh, and that's true.
Yeah. So I'm glad that our folks said, oh, cool. You don't want our help? Let's take our behind back to our community and go help our own folks.
But give it about a week. Where's the Black people? Where the Black people at? Remember, I'm telling y'all, it's coming. It's coming. It comes up every time. It's just like Steve Bannon brought it up when they were getting told that they're mediocre and lazy over those H-1B visas where they prefer to have those East Indians come over here and do the job. Steve Bannon gets on there talking about some coalition with Black people. And you ain't got no coalition with us. But you can best believe in this instance with the fire, we going to be coming up real soon. Give it about another week.
Yeah. And I'm going to keep bringing up that they, in fact, I didn't have permission, so I just have to speak on it. It was one of the brothers from the Nation of Islam. I can't think of his name offhand. He's pretty popular. It was on Instagram, and he was down, boots on the ground, helping. And whoever one of the leaders was in the community said that they. You want to put in a bowl and stuff? No, just put it on the counter, please. Thank you. And he was just saying they got ran off, so they just pulled up their sleeves and just started doing what they had to do in our communities, and that's what we need to do. We need to take care of our immediate situation, because see, what they looking at is there are some extremely wealthy people that have been affected by this, so they got a whole different way they're gonna help each other, and they don't want us to partake in any of that. They don't want any of that money to slip into our pockets or anything.
So what they are saying, they are worth saving. We're not. That's what they're really saying. Yeah, brother Rizza Islam. Yeah, I know who he is.
Yeah, Rizza. Yeah, he was the one. Thank you. I couldn't think of him offhand. It's on Instagram, and y'all can see what's going on, boots on the ground. Tina Knowles, she's even over there telling folks, don't sell your homes. And I said, isn't that ironic? She got money, but she got enough in her to let our folks know, don't be selling your stuff, and we're going to be out here to help you. It's just surprising. Quite a few Black celebrities are going a different direction. I'm not saying all, but a different direction to help your own. Because like I said, the level of support that they're going to get opposed to everyday folk going to be drastic, and they ain't going to want us to have no part of that. That's why I was saying, people, they can get passionate about stuff and slow down and do your own thinking. And it might just be an individual family that you need to help, opposed to thinking you're covering the masses and everything. Because, I got a ton of family down there, but I ain't heard nothing yet. I'm going to have to reach out.
Yeah.
And all, but it hasn't affected the hood, but it has affected us. When you see these things, always remember They're gonna always show their faces, but we'll be infected too as well.
Oh yeah, we always are.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we need to do this ourselves anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and if they got a separate fundraiser, I definitely will make a donation, you know, for
Mm-hmm.
our people
Yeah,
that are
and
being
they
impacted.
already filling up the Airbnbs and stuff. You know who they filling them up with, and all of that
Mhm.
type of stuff like that, and things like that. But the focal point, because what we're talking about, I said the LA fires. What LA fires? What is Yah telling us? Um, when I put a title like that, say if I seen that on somebody's channel, the first thing that I would think is these prophecies are real. It ain't nothing. Um, this Graham dude is saying, Franklin Graham is saying to change it or anything. Ain't nothing y'all can do to stop it
Yeah,
at
but you
all.
know what? They come and say the same thing. In North Carolina, what did they say? We're not a sundown town. How did we deserve it? We didn't. They really truly believe they should not be punished or have to go through anything difficult. They said the
Mm-hmm.
same when all that stuff happened in North Carolina. And now, if you go over to TikTok, they're putting out all kinds of videos saying that they know they won't survive the winter. They're intense. Some of them just got sleeping bags.
Mm-hmm.
Were able to make some makeshift homes,
Mm-hmm.
but they are saying they are freezing. They
Mm-hmm.
are freezing. They don't have no food. They have nothing.
Mm.
The government hasn't gone in there and helped them like you think.
Yeah, and then I was reading today that one of Biden's final act is to send a $500 million packet to the Ukraine.
Yeah, he already did that actually.
Oh, he did. He already sent it.
Yeah, he
Okay.
already did it. He's doing
Okay.
all of this ahead of Donald Trump. And
Yeah.
he also extended the visas of these immigrants.
Mm-hmm.
He extended it out until 2026.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, he's doing all kinds of things, but you notice he ain't doing nothing for us though, right?
No. Uh-uh.
He
Mm-hmm.
ain't doing squat for us. Okay, so this is Franklin Graham, and you know, he looks just like his father, Billy Graham.
Mm-hmm.
It's really not hard to know who he is,
Yeah.
but we're gonna go over the article where he is insisting this is not God's judgment. Graham weighs in on devastating Hollywood fires. So he's your typical white evangelicist. And, you know, he wants you to know that, you know, he doesn't believe the fire is part of God's judgment, is what he's saying. Okay, so based on what? Based on what? Your belief?
Mm.
Did you say something, True Royal?
No, I'm just listening.
Oh, okay. So he doesn't believe it. Okay, so I didn't know we had to sit around and wait for him to believe something, but let's go on. So I think, didn't they say it's up to 15 people dead?
I
At least
haven't
that's
seen
what I heard.
the last count I had was 11.
It was 11 last night, but when I got up this morning to look at the update, I think it went up to 15.
Mm-hmm.
So they are saying tens of thousands have been displaced across wealthy neighborhoods, such
Mm-hmm.
as the Pacific Palisades in Malibu, homes of Mel Gibson, Paris Hilton, Sir Anthony Hopkins, John Goodman are among the celebrities whose homes have been destroyed. Reverend Graham, who is the president and CEO of Billy Graham Association and Samaritan Purse, was speaking as teams of crisis trained chaplains have been deployed to Los Angeles area to help support those affected. Okay, so these white clergy, are they just going to white people? Because that's what it sounds like.
Yeah, and then on their websites they saying it's not his judgment, and then they asking for money. Well, see how I said They use disasters as a money grab.
Mm-hmm.
You got something to say, and then you got your hand stuck out for some money.
Right. So if you don't believe it's judgment and you don't believe that's why these things are happening, then why would you profit off of it?
There you go.
Because that money he's collecting, it's never going to reach the people. It's
Mm-mm.
never going to reach the people.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm. And since the white clergy is so concerned, have the white clergy open up their churches for these people? Because I haven't heard anything like that out there, and I haven't seen nothing like that.
No, I haven't seen anything like that
So are
either.
they, if you're so concerned for the people, are you opening your door? It don't matter if you're in another state. If somebody in need, it is what it is. So are you going to help get them out of there and bring them to your location to take care of them? Because I don't hear none of the white clergy talking about taking care of these folks. Y'all just want to make sure the judgment ain't on you. That's all I'm getting.
So they think that they can
from them.
speak it. They think that they can speak it into existence,
Mm-hmm.
and they so quick to say that.
Right. So they're trying to, they act like no judgment can ever be on them, ever. No matter what happens, no matter what disaster hits them, no judgment should be on them. I don't know if True Royal and the people in the chat have been watching other places as far as religion is concerned. Do y'all know Mecca is underwater?
What?
Mecca is underwater. Pull up the pictures. Mecca is underwater. It's flooded. Okay, so this fire has taken our attention off of some of the other things that are going on in the world, but Mecca is underwater. The whole thing is underwater, y'all.
Oh my Lord.
It's underwater.
Oh, look at those pictures. Lord have mercy.
Aren't they devastating? Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. That's been going on for the last several days, but we have been so preoccupied with the fire that's going on.
They got cars floating up and down the streets.
Cars are floating, and some, I mean, you can tell you would never be able to, if you were doing a pilgrimage right now to Mecca, you would never be able to get in there.
No, that ain't about to go down. Not what I'm looking at.
Oh
Lord have mercy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of things going on.
And yeah, where they walk around that, I don't even know what they call that thing. They walk around, the people when they do the pilgrimage.
The cobblestone.
Yeah. It's just surrounded by water.
Yes.
Wow, look at that.
There's a lot going on, you know. If these places were as holy as they claim, then there should never be floods there. I'm just saying.
So they want to deem what is and isn't judgment.
Right. And they have no power or authority to do that. Okay? They have no power or authority to tell you what judgment is. Okay? The judgment is only what our Heavenly Father, the Most High, tells us it is, not Franklin Graham. Okay? He has no authority over that. But he feels so arrogant that he can stand before a mic and tell you what judgment is and what it isn't. All right, so if judgment is never on you, then who is the judgment always on then, Franklin Graham? Seriously, who is it always on then? And I don't see how people that are not chosen always know what judgment is. I just find that real fascinating.
And then what's in, like, again, let's keep in mind what sparked, because I've been checking even other white clergy saying that they watching us.
Yeah, but they have to watch us because we're the ones rising and they're the ones falling. Okay. So he goes on to say people have lost everything. A lot of people are asking why. And that's a hard question to answer. We want to reassure them of God's love, that he cares for them, and that he hasn't turned his back on them.
Boy, he a mess.
Oh,
Mm-mm-mm.
okay. Wow. Wow. So not only does he know it's not judgment on them, he knows that this fire means love. He still loves you.
He still love you. Okay.
He still loves you. Their God, white Jesus. So anyway, I think we have these storms in life because we have TV, because we have social media, and every iPhone is now a broadcast quality video camera. We see a lot more today than we did 20 years ago, 40 years ago. And so, whether the fire are worse today than 100 years ago, I don't know, but we see it and it's all around us. You know what it is? You know what it is? Many of these Gentiles don't like the fact that what they do is now on Front Street.
Mm-hmm.
Before they could lie or even deny any of these things even happened.
Yeah.
But now that we're in the day and age of technology, they can't hide and duck and dodge like they used to.
No, they can't. They can't explain it. They can't white explain it away because it's just they, they don't want the spotlight put on them. And now they're getting people are seeing. See, this country, people have fantasies about America. Literally, you got people to this day think the streets is paved with gold.
That's because they
Oh,
lie.
and now you got everybody got a damn camera and uploading stuff quick, fast, in a hurry. And they like, oh, America is not what I thought it was. And see, when it first hit America, Katrina, when they seen them drove, because I remember I was watching news overseas. You learn a lot about this country watching news overseas. And I remember people were saying, oh, I didn't know it was that level of poverty
Hmm.
over in America. And then you see droves and droves of black folks, and you seen the things that they were doing to us and everything. Um,
Yeah,
we
but
were,
isn't it amazing how nothing is judgment for them? But don't y'all remember what Swaggart said about the black community? Because they overwhelmingly voted for Kamala, and he tried to chastise the black community like he had the right to wag his pale finger at us.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And also what they're playing, y'all, is a psychological game. It really is. It's a head game. Oh, there's never judgment on us. What are you talking about? We don't go down for things. Actually, yes, you do.
Mm-hmm.
But you want us to believe what you're saying and not what we're seeing. That's the
Mm-hmm.
game y'all been playing the entire time. Yeah, I know that Donnie Swagger, Jimmy Swaggart's son. Yes. Mm-mm-mm. All
Mm-hmm.
right. So the reality is we're going to have more storms like this. It's not going to get less. And the most important thing that we as Christians can do is make sure everyone understands that God loves them, and that the storms like this come. It's not God's judgment. Oh, okay.
Lord.
So anything that impacts people on this earth, that's not his judgment. But what he's really saying, y'all, if the people look like him, it's not judgment. It's not judgment. But I bet you if it was our people getting flooded, he would tell you it was judgment on us. He wouldn't hesitate to do it. It's not judgment. Well, honey, they going to have to wake up sooner or later. They are. because they're going to come to a point in time when they will admit that they have inherited lies, and they're going to realize the judgment on them are real. I guess we just haven't gotten to that point yet.
Well,
No, he's
some
not giving no one's discernment. This man ain't even speaking in a wise way. I don't even see him as wise
mm-mm,
at all.
mm-mm. That's why I said they community deal with a false sense of reality. That's why the community gonna turn on each other because they keep lying to each other.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So it goes on to say, could God be judging Hollywood? I don't know, but I don't think so. Okay, so all the wickedness that have come out of Hollywood, he says he don't think Hollywood is being judged. I mean, seriously, y'all,
Really?
how many of you would sit around and believe Hollywood is not being judged? I think they're all going to be judged. I think the music industry is going to be
Mm-hmm,
judged.
mm-hmm,
Hollywood is going to be judged. I
mm-hmm,
think a lot of these businesses that have done underhanded things to us,
mm-hmm,
done things to mess up our communities, I
mm-hmm.
think they're all going to be judged. But
Well, they
according
being
to Franklin Graham, there ain't nobody around him going to be judged.
oh nobody gonna get it, but they talk about judgment in the church.
Right.
So it's either or. But it was
Yeah.
based on how he felt. It ain't based on how he felt. It ain't based on how none of
Has
us feel.
nothing to do with how he feels.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
Uh-uh. Mm-mm.
So he goes on to say, are we prepared to stand with him? If our house was burnt and we're burnt up in it, would we go into his presence? Would God receive us? And the only way we can be sure is by confessing our sins and asking for his forgiveness by faith, believing on the name of Lord Jesus Christ, who took our sins and died on the cross. So he's saying, you know what he just said, y'all?
Mm.
We don't have no sins because Jesus Christ died on the cross. That's what he's saying.
Uh-huh.
He's saying they have no sins.
Lord.
Jesus Christ died on the cross, so their sins are gone.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he's saying.
You right. You right. S. Harris said he'll lose his tides if he say anything different. Had that money keep flowing in.
Mm-hmm. He was buried, and on the third day, God raised him to life. And if
Mm-hmm.
we're willing to believe that, just accept that by faith and ask Christ into our hearts.
Mm-hmm.
Then God will forgive our sins. But you just said Christ dying on the cross, he took all your sins away. And then you turned around and said, God will forgive our sins, but either you got sins or you don't.
Basically, what he's
Mhm.
saying is that they can keep sinning, but instantly it's just gonna go away. You don't have to worry about
Yes.
nothing. You don't got to worry about
Mhm.
nothing.
Well, in the white church, they teach them, all they got to do is say Jesus, and they're going to go into that mighty kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
That's all they got to do is
Okay.
stand there. Don't put no effort into getting to know the Most High. Don't study to show thyself approved. Don't do none of them things. Just yell out Jesus and you will be saved. And
Mm.
that is the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah, that instant.
And I'm gonna go back to what I said yesterday on my live stream. If you are so above reproach, shouldn't you have been raptured by now? I thought y'all were going to be raptured away before the bad stuff start happening. How come
Mm-hmm.
y'all still here?
Mm-hmm.
How come you're still here? He left you here,
Mm-hmm. And
and that don't mean. How does that mean you're somebody special and you got left here?
and their master plan didn't work. We don't even supposed to be existing.
So he goes on and say, we have that assurance, knowing that whatever storms come our way in life, we'll be prepared to stand before God. Chaplains from the Billy Graham Rapid Response Team are working alongside with Samaritan's Purse to address the physical, emotional, and spiritual needs of those who have been affected. The images coming out of California is like scenes out of a Hollywood movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yet they show the real life horror and that people of Los Angeles area are experiencing today. There's been much devastation already and the fires continue to burn. This is Josh Holland, International Director of BGRRT, Billy Graham's Rapid Response Team. Crisis trained chaplains have begun ministering to local shelters, providing prayers and encouraging those who have lost everything. Yeah, you just standing there telling them they have no sins and they have nothing to worry about. Is that
Yeah.
how you're helping them?
They done lost every damn thing, and you're gonna tell them some BS like that.
Mm-hmm.
They need something tangible.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody want to hear all that mess.
No, no. But what is he going to say when the next disaster come and the next and the next? All right.
Just keep lying.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there's
Just give-
only so much you can do. Look, we saw how wasn't that Hurricane Isaac tore up Florida? Man, that
Uh-huh.
place got messed up.
Mm-hmm.
And I was telling True Royal, I saw a video of a guy out of North Carolina, and he was saying that, a lot of them are going to perish because it's cold and they are having a hard time getting through the winter with, being that they don't have sufficient housing.
Mm-hmm.
Towards the end of that video, he picked up and held up a human spine column.
Mm-hmm. I had to tell Lisa to repeat that when she said that to me. I was
Yeah,
like, what?
yeah. He said those bones are all over the ground.
Mm-mm-mm.
They won't even tell you the truth about how many of them actually were unalive from Hurricane Helene. They won't even tell you.
It ain't in them to tell the truth.
No, that's how I know that it was real bad. When they go silent, it's bad. It's real.
Mm-hmm. That's the key right there. That's the key right there. Their silence. And the only reason why he said anything, because there was some pressure coming and concerns coming. So get out there and say something, to pacify the people. I have never been a woman that you could pacify me with no damn words. You can't sell me no damn fantasy. I'm trying to tell these women something. Don't let nobody sell you no damn fantasy. That
Yeah.
kind of stuff pisses me off. I want cold hard facts. I don't give a damn about my feelings. I got to deal with reality.
Yeah, and and like we said in the beginning, the only reason why he's coming forward now because they're watching social media and they done seen so many videos and saw comments on people saying this is judgment on Hollywood. This is judgment on California. It's judgment on LA, and it's bothering him. It's
Mm-hmm.
bothering these white clergy.
And I'm
They
glad
are
somebody.
so bothered, they're trying to counteract it, and it's a weak response. It really, truly, it's a weak response.
It's so cliche too. I'm glad somebody mentioned in the channel they were talking about the mudslides and stuff. Now,
Yeah, that's
all
gonna
of that's
come.
going to come too as well with all these fires. Too as well. There's going to be major mudslides. People talking about rebuilding, and they be wanting to go up in them hills and stuff, and they not living on bedrock. And in Southern California, that like especially with a heavy rain, there have been some major mudslides where people have died up under that mud. It's horrible. It
Hmm.
is horrible. Some of the stuff to be
It is going to
going
happen,
down.
and look at that big area that it happened in. That's
Mm-hmm.
a big area, and once that ground gets real saturated with water and it
Mm-hmm.
can no longer hold any water, yeah, you're going to have all kinds of landslides, rock slides too.
Mm-hmm. As we speak, and let me re-put this link out on both channels. Lisa's reading the article. You must have found some more. Is that the one I sent you, Lisa?
Yeah, I actually found like 5 different articles
Uh-huh.
on these folks denying that this is judgment. I found about 5 articles.
Okay, so the link that I'm sending, I'm doing it on my channel first. I'm gonna go over to Lisa's. If you want to keep up with the fires, the latest, the maps, and then whatever city it's in, you can hit that link and it'll update you. And let me get over here to Lisa's channel.
Now, the governor said he's concerned over these next few days because the winds are supposed to jump back up to over 70 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And, as long as that wind is blowing, they can't control this thing. They absolutely can't control it.
Mm-hmm. Now, y'all can pass that on. And I found that to be the best one, that link, because I keep checking it. And what I'm astounded about is that some of these areas are bare. There's a few of them, like Eaton. I don't even know that area. It's only 27% contained.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was checking it last night, the other areas, it was like 11% contained. Yeah, we still at 11%, 23. Ooh, wow, over 23,000 acres are burned, and that's
Right.
in 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well,
it's
you always got people. Somebody said, hold on. You always got somebody always denying the Most High's judgment.
mm-hmm.
And no, what's controlling the weather is our Almighty Heavenly Father. Nothing on this earth is controlling the weather.
No, it's not. Okay.
No, because
One
some
thing.
of y'all like
Go ahead, Lisa.
to give glory away to man, and it's our Heavenly Father doing it.
Yeah. Now, if y'all look at these maps, you still see evacuation warnings. I see it near Pasadena. Then I see an area that I don't know called Orange Heights. Altadena look wiped out. It is so bad. This thing is so bad you can see it from the satellites. That's how
Oh
much.
yeah, because it was a massive area. That's why.
Yeah, that's how much
You
deduction.
gotta, because didn't they say like 12,000 structures? That's a lot.
Yeah,
That's
that
why I'm
is.
saying the insurance company is a scam, because as soon as the disaster is big, they'll jump ship on you.
Yeah, because they looking at that like, oh, we're not forking out no money, and they will do their own like that. Keep that
Right.
on
And
the
the
frontal
thing
lobe.
is, some of those people were saying they were paying premiums for years. Even Florida, I heard the
Mm-hmm.
same thing. I've been
Mm-hmm.
paying my premium on time for 10 years. And then as soon as one thing happened, they jump shipped on them. And I said they should not be allowed to do that. But in this scammy ass place, I'm not shocked that they're able to do that to people.
And so you can get the latest news and see it was just what Lisa just said. They just updated about the winds increasing, and that was 2 hours ago. What Lisa just said about that. And then they even said right here, this is Hurricane Katrina's. So they comparing this to
The
Katrina.
winds.
The
They
winds
are,
is
but True Royal, they are. When you see wind speeds at what was going on in California, 80 to a
mm. I don't hear you, Lisa.
those are the kind of winds that will knock out your power.
Well, it knocked our power out, and we 400 miles away from all this stuff. Our power was knocked out. I heard that
Mm-hmm.
wind gush, and we wasn't getting strong winds like that, but enough to knock our power out for 45 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah, because I heard it come and then everything said zip. And I said, oh my goodness. Let me see. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Oh man.
And now I was even reading, they're not even quite sure how this stuff started.
No, they don't know.
Mm-hmm.
They really truly do not have answers, y'all. They
Mm-hmm.
don't have answers. And like I told True Royal, it's revealing so many other things that they were hiding, like the fire hydrants
Mm-hmm.
and and the reservoir not getting fixed. It's revealing other things. And it just goes to show you, no matter, even if you live in a rich, upscale community, they will still drop the ball on repairing things and getting things right.
Mm-hmm.
And you're paying
Yeah.
all that tax money.
Yeah, because I had when we were talking about the fire hydrants, the first thing that hit me was I know what type of metal that they use for those hydrants. And you can't just take a regular torch and cut those. Any of the guys in here who have ever welded, y'all know what I'm talking about. You got to get a scarfing torch. It's an extremely long torch. And the other thing, Lisa, I don't know how you can just do that out in the open
They
because
probably take the hydrant somewhere and
no,
do it
no. I'm talking about when they cut the damn hydrant.
I don't know. We don't know if they're doing it at night or doing it in the middle of the night when most people aren't even up.
I mean, that give off such. I mean, those scarfing, when you scarfing and cutting metal that thick, that's kind of hard to hide. Damn it! Even I don't care what
Yeah,
time
but
of day it
they
is.
do bolt. They bolt them down, and the thing is, some people are saying the same ones installing it are the same ones taking it.
Yes, yeah, I totally agree. I don't know if they cutting those jokers off, but then you got to cut in. Okay, then you got to shut the damn water down. Somebody in the water department is getting
Oh,
damn
it's a lot.
funky.
I think it's a lot of people involved. I really do.
It making me think a lot of different things.
Mm-hmm.
Some things I ain't gonna say.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I do feel bad for our people that are caught up in it. But this is a time when we all got to stay prayed up
Yeah.
for real.
So somebody said who were accepting these hydrants for money, they'll just Cynthia, they would just chop them up.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, when you bring in metal that's questionable, you got to cut that joker up.
Yeah.
I know what I'm talking about.
Somebody wrote in here, MC said, pay those mortgages. And you know what? You're right. When those hurricanes hit Florida, they said this is rotten. There, they still want that mortgage payment, even if it's a pile of rubble. That's how
That's so wrong. People,
it is wrong. Those cars are all burnt out down there, and they'll still look for a car payment. They did that same thing to the people in Katrina. They were like, "Your car payment is due," and one black woman said, "Well, go down there and get it. It's under 7 feet of water. Go get it." I laughed when she said that.
hey Lisa, I want to say, every once in a while when you talk, you're cut off for like 30 seconds sometimes.
Yeah,
Look,
it's them messing with me.
they okay, folks. They messing
Mhm.
with Lisa. Okay.
Yeah, you
I
know
got
how it
that.
is.
Okay. I'm reading y'all
But
comments. I'm not ignoring anyone.
yeah, but no, they will still ask for a car payment. And the funniest response was this woman that went through Katrina, and she told them, they were like, "Your car payment is due." She said, "My car is under 7 feet of water. You can go down there and repo it if you want."
Uh-huh.
She said she wasn't paying squat for a car she couldn't even
I don't
use
blame you.
anymore.
When you got to deal with your immediate situation, who gonna come and what they gonna do to you? The
That's
repo
what
man,
she said.
the repo man gonna go up underwater and go get that car. Go ahead with your bad self. Your
Yeah,
house
but
is
you know
burnt.
what, True Royal? They took them cars and tried to fix them up and put them in used car lots all over the
I
country.
know about that. I seen
Hmm.
a segment on TV about that. They had, you look up under the undercarriage, the cars is all rusted out and stuff.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, they do that. But what get me is your house that burnt to the ground. They want their money. Who gonna
Yes.
throw you out? You already on the streets.
Right.
They keep
Right.
your money in your pocket
Hmm.
and don't spend none of it. That's when you go get some help. You keep what you got. Don't deplete your funds. And if they out there giving out some money, you go get that money. You keep your money. Don't wait till you just okay, we just gonna split up everything, then we gonna ask. No, it don't work like that. It don't work like that.
But you know when the Heavenly Father is mocking you, when your house is sitting right by the water and it burns completely
Yeah,
down.
I done seen that
You
too.
got the ocean right there and
Yeah,
you
you
can't
got
even
clean
save your
water.
house.
Uh-huh.
Ooh, you can't
You
even
better
save
save you
your
better save
house.
your coins. You better save your coins. You right about that. I'm trying to give y'all some game. If you get into a tight situation, you don't deplete your stuff and then be looking for some help.
Especially giving it to them. So you
Mm-mm.
paying for a pile of ashes? Who the hell does that? Nobody with any common sense is going to do that.
Yeah.
And we saw this before. Y'all remember Paradise, right?
Yep.
Y'all remember that. These things have occurred before where whole towns were wiped out.
And
Yeah.
you know what? A lot of people don't know Paradise burned down twice.
Yes.
That's
That
what
tells you the Most High really did not allow that place to come back.
I was like, damn, twice?
Yep.
Nah, you ain't gonna rebuild.
You ain't rebuilding this stuff that we're looking at either. This stuff, they
Mhm.
talking all that rebuild stuff. They ain't going to rebuild that mess.
Mm-mm. But to
Mm.
me, some of the areas that I was looking at where them folks was living is not realistic. You way up in the sticks. It ain't no fire hydrants near you. You know, you gotta wait for somebody to come with something. And then they out there with their little bitty water hose trying to do a little something.
That looks ridiculous.
Uh-uh. Nah, some of them areas is not realistic. And then Kim Kardashian, $70 million mansion. I wouldn't even begin to spend that kind of money on a
And
crib.
what makes it even worse, True Royal, it was not even appealing on the inside. You know what she did? She did her mansion up in all beige. And she showed it, and I was like, it looks drabby in there. It don't
Beige.
even, yeah, she did the whole mansion top to bottom in beige.
Ooh, I had that joker
And
flipped
when
off.
she would be on camera, I was like, it don't even look good in there.
I know Paris Hilton, she let her dogs defecate all over her house.
Yeah.
They said her place stinks. She had all them little jokers piled up in the car. She got a mess of dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And plus, I mean, to me, that's a lot of money to waste on a mansion. $70 million. That's too
That
much
is.
damn money.
You lying, my dark skinned brother said one dude had a mop bucket.
Yeah. Man.
Shoot, she could go to the hotel.
Hmm. No, but she said that, and every time she would be on camera, I'm just telling you, her mansion did not, the inside of it didn't even look nice.
What did she do to get a $70 million mansion?
I guess hoes get paid a lot of money these days. I don't
Good
know.
grief. She don't got no talent.
No. You
Mm.
know who spoke out about that? Cher.
Ooh.
Cher was saying she don't even think the Kardashians should be famous. What the hell do they do?
I don't know. They doing something.
Mm-mm-mm.
I like the
In this
hair.
world, it's
I like the
possible.
I like to have money to buy one, but I would never dare spend that kind of money.
Not 70 million. That's
No,
overkill.
that is ridiculous.
And at the end of the day, it burns down just like any other house,
Don't it?
right? It's not like you had flame retardant siding or anything on it. It burnt down just like any other house.
Well, what would blow my mind is in those other states when you would see those natural disasters and neighborhoods would be wiped out, and I would be seeing some nice. I could tell it was a nice neighborhood, and those people that live in those nice neighborhoods, I know construction when I see it. They using particle board, they using cheap sheetrock, and all of that. Cosmetically, them houses be looking real good, and then let a wind blow real hard or something like that. And it's like, wait a minute, y'all live in these nice neighborhoods, spend top dollar for these mansions, and these places they using cheap material. And then you go over there to the hood, and they just got minimal damage over there.
Yeah, that's why they gonna be gentrifying the hood. You watch, they gonna come and live near our folk because they're noticing they don't get hit with those natural disasters. You don't see all that stuff going on in the hoods of this country. You don't see no whole neighborhood burning down or all the houses underwater or some mudslide happening in the hood because we don't live near nothing. So it ain't gonna be no mudslide because we don't live near nothing like that.
Now, see, that happens up here a lot when you go out to like areas like Napa and different areas. They always flooding every 5 to 6 years. Talking about we gonna rebuild. They just be floating up and down the street.
And that when they came here, the natives would not live in certain areas because of the natural disasters. But you know how these people are. They don't like listening to anybody. They sure don't want no advice from melanated people. So they go up and put their houses there. And then lo and behold, they're going through multiple natural disasters now.
Yeah. They be floating all over the damn place and stuff. It just don't make no sense over and over again.
Now in my neck of the woods, where they used to live in those wooded areas and have go through natural disasters, the state finally told them they weren't getting no more new houses. If they wanted to live in those areas, they lived there at their own risk. And whatever happens, they got to pay for it. Oh, they got the hell out of there then.
Well, somebody on my channel said they bought one of those Katrina cars and didn't know it. Oh, that's wrong.
Yeah, they didn't have, yeah, that's true. They didn't have to tell you where that car came from. They did not, they were by law, they were not required to tell you where those cars came from. And they didn't. So a lot of people bought those cars not knowing that they came directly out of the, the Katrina disaster.
What a shame.
And that's all they gonna do. If they can get some of those cars that kind of made it out of there, that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna send them all across the country.
They're gonna try to salvage what they can salvage.
Your car could be sold in another state and you won't even know. You won't even know that somebody else is driving around in your car. This place is so rotten, it ain't even funny.
Yeah, that's why I said every time I see a natural disaster or something on this scale, the first thing I say, these folks gonna start stealing.
Yeah, and one of the big things, another big thing, other than cars, they steal your pets. Another big thing is they steal.
They got that. They got that. You know what, Lisa? They had a list that I seen where they was telling people to drop the pets off at.
Yeah, because they're stealing them.
Yeah, they was, because I remember they them folks went over to Haiti. I think no, that wasn't Haiti. What country was that? One of them Caribbean countries. Went over there, stolen people's pets, and I think they brought them to your state.
Yeah, they always do.
Yeah, they brought them to your state. And I seen them.
The Katrina cats and dogs came up to our state. There was at one point in time they were bustling in all of the shelters up here. And that's all they do. They steal your pet, sell your pet. and they'll just look at you and say, maybe your pet didn't make it. They died. Your pet is alive in somebody else's household.
Yeah, they go straight over there, took them people's pets. I never forget that because I followed it. And then them people said they did their job. They wasn't doing nothing else. They was flying over there.
Mm-hmm.
And people
And
thinking
actually, it happens after every disaster. Now, some people were able to track down their pets and get them back, but very few.
you said something.
You,
Okay, you said um why and what the reason? Well, they have more empathy for animals. They don't have empathy for humans. That's
no.
why. And then they so and you know what? I have volunteered at places where it's very upscale, and like this one white lady told me, she said the only reason why these people are here, because I could just tell their heart wasn't in it. He said the only reason why they was volunteering because they get a break on their taxes. They homeowners. So
Mm-hmm.
it's always benefiting them in some
Right.
kind of way.
And
You
y'all,
know?
you also know many of those firefighters that were out there trying to put the fire out, many of their homes burnt down.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
sure did.
A
I heard
lot of
about
them
that.
lost their homes while they were out there fighting fires.
Mm-hmm. So
And yes, y'all, yes, they got the inmates. Just in case you wanted to know, yes, they
yeah,
got the inmates. I saw that in the news.
yeah.
They
What's
got the
new?
inmates out of the jails and they got them out there fighting the fires as well.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
when those
getting their dollar a day.
and keep in mind those inmates that are firefighters are fully trained. They
Yes,
cannot
they are.
half-ass train them. They try to put
Mhm.
that out like, oh, they don't have all the skills. Well, if they
Yes,
don't
they
have all
do.
the skills, then they don't need to be out there then.
Yes, they do. In fact, if you look at some of the articles, the inmates will even tell you the state comes into the prison and give them top to bottom training. And I was telling True Royal, I was listening to one of the inmates, they had interviewed her. And
Mm-hmm.
she said the only reason why she took the firefighting course behind bars, she was trying to get out of that jail. She
Mm-hmm.
said she's cramped up with a bunch of inmates. She's never had privacy, time to herself. She just wanted to get out of that prison to get some fresh air. And
Mm-hmm.
she
I don't
knew
blame
if
them.
she got trained to fight fires, she would at least get out of there every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't blame her. I
Mm-hmm.
understand. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, you're right about that, Sister Muhammad. She said when I lived in Oakland, California, people told me that white people didn't live in Oakland. Oakland used to be predominantly white.
Mhm.
A lot of people don't know that. And it's still clusters that they live in. They was able to keep them communities intact. Oakland is not 100% black.
Yeah. Mhm.
These people are yeah, they do call them fur babies and stuff. But to show you, like my white neighbor next door, how she gives back to the community. This woman go out here and feed all the wildlife. She was feeding all them damn skunks. This skunk then had a shitload of babies. I'm seeing them. I'm seeing the skunk and the mama running because we have a brick fence and wall, and they going across the wall over to her place to go eat. And I said that ain't good to do that. Then she
No, it's never good.
feeding the
No.
raccoons and all that. And they hanging
Them
around.
raccoons are dangerous.
Oh, they
'Cause I
dangerous.
look, raccoons are like this, y'all. If you feed a raccoon and that one time you don't come out to feed them, they gonna break in your house for the food.
Lisa, they
That's
be
why they tell you don't feed them, don't touch them, don't,
don't
just
start.
leave them alone.
Don't even get started. Them jokers was fighting on the side of my house. You could hear them growling, body
And
slamming each other, and her butt out there feeding them.
you know the worst part about skunks, y'all? They don't hibernate. I live in the north. We see them suckers even through the winter. They
Oh, they
don't
don't.
hibernate at all. No, they're active year round. Skunks are active year round. They do not hibernate.
They need to go somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, you looked under the car and there was so much rust. That's what I was saying earlier. You got to look under the undercarriage of these used cars and look for that rust.
Yeah.
Or you can sit in one of those cars and smell water damage.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But they will tell you, like I said, when they moved those cars out of there, y'all, they wrote laws. Number one, you could not sue them if you figured out you had one of those Katrina cars, and they did not have to tell you where that car came from.
That is so wrong.
Yep. But this is how dirty they do business. This is how dirty they are when they do business.
Mm-hmm. And they getting ready to do a whole bunch of dirt in LA.
Mm-hmm. They sure are.
Mm-hmm. And they going and it's but see the dirt they gonna do is gonna be on a whole different level. You got the wealthy that has been affected by this.
Mm-hmm.
Look how quick they stuff gonna be rebuilt. They gonna have donations and stuff for their little stuff. Then what you gonna see on TV? What that's just a little sprinkle down to look like they doing something for the everyday folk. But trust and believe, they gonna be out there lingering.
Mm-hmm.
I know how they gonna get down with
And
this.
see, the thing is, now that those insurance companies are jumping ship, these rich folks, if they don't have the money, because if they want something rebuilt, they gonna have to dig in their own pocket because the insurance ain't gonna be there for them to use.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I notice, not all, but I notice an awful lot of those celebrities that lived in that area were the ones that were like over 60 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Like Jamie Lee Curtis and Steven Spielberg,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
John Goodman. I noticed they were more of your older type of Gentile that was living up in there.
Yeah, they had like Mel Gibson. I
Yeah.
didn't even when I see Mel Gibson's face, I didn't even recognize him. He looked bad.
Mm-hmm.
I said, damn, what happened to you, Mel Gibson? Goodness.
Yeah, I saw James Woods. I did see him. He was the one crying on video. Tom Hanks and his wife lost their place. Uh, Zuckerberg, he's another one that lost his place. He had a place up there in the Palisades.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a lot of them. But I
Mm-mm.
noticed, I told True Royal, I don't see many of our people either. They were there and they just didn't interview them, but I sure didn't see them.
Mm-mm. You know what it made me think of when I was the first thing that popped up in mind, because we always thinking about karma and stuff when stuff happened like this. First person that popped up in my mind was Pam Grier. Pam Grier said that she was pulled over and messed with the cops so much, she just left California and moved back to Colorado and got
Mhm.
her a ranch. She
Yeah.
got,
Yeah,
she got,
I one of my subscribers said the same thing, that when you go through the Palisades, those cops are real nasty.
and I said they knew who that woman was, and they just kept messing with her. And she said enough was enough. She said she got her a little condo in LA when she got to come and work, but she stayed mainly in Colorado. Got
Mhm.
her a ranch, and you'd be surprised. It's a lot of black celebrities really don't live up in LA.
Mhm.
They'll just come and do their work, and then they live elsewhere. It's a lot of them live in Arizona. You'd be surprised.
Yeah. I don't
Mhm.
blame them. I heard a
Mhm.
lot of them live out there in Vegas because I
Yes, they
think
do.
Mike Tyson had a mansion out there in Henderson.
Yeah, he has a very nice house out there. And you know what? Who was ahead of their time? Um, Papa Joe. The Jackson's father started buying property in the early 70s out in Vegas. Because remember, they was doing their little show out in Vegas, the whole
Mhm.
family. And it was like,
Yeah.
what that fool moving out there for? They got that property for a little or nothing because Jackie Jackson got a home out there. It's a number of the Jacksons that got homes in Vegas, but they was way ahead of the game. You still got a lot of black folks running to Vegas even now.
Mhm. Yeah, I understand.
Mm-hmm. I'm just,
Oh
I'm just
wow.
reading.
Mark suck is for the birds.
I
Y'all
see
be
that.
y'all be crazy out here.
I'll come up with some originals and stuff. So y'all see, I know some people are trickling, some people come in late. You see, because Lisa's title really speaks volumes. So Franklin Graham speaks out on Hollywood wildfires and says it's not God's judgment.
Hmm.
That's what he think.
We are 1,416 people strong in this live stream.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of people listening in.
He says some of the Jacksons are broke. No, them Jacksons not broke. Don't think that.
Now, the Jacksons were actually, if you go back and look,
Mm.
even years ago, the Jacksons were billionaires.
Yeah, they have they the Jacksons are incorporated.
Hmm.
It's a
They
lot of
were
stuff.
billionaires.
You got to get on the internet and dig a little deeper. They are
Mhm.
incorporated.
They are far from broke.
Mm-hmm,
They are far from broke.
mm-hmm. They are really a corporation.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, True Royal and I were talking about the Osmonds, how white people thought the Osmonds were the answer to the Jacksons, and I was
Mm-hmm.
like, not really. Did y'all take a good look at the Osmonds?
Oh
I said
Lord, that was
those
a joke.
brothers, those brothers were not really good looking at all, even
They
when
was
they were
trying
teenagers.
so hard, Lisa. They was trying too hard to put them make them Jacksons and the Osmonds like they was competitive.
They
And what
never
they
were.
did, but you know what they did? They took Donnie and Marie and pushed them forth because they was the only two best looking ones out of the whole
Right, the
bunch.
rest of them, y'all, they look like freaking inbreds. I kid you not, they did. Them boy That's why I was saying that's why they didn't make it big because they really were not a good-looking group,
Mm-hmm.
Take a
Mm-mm.
go look at the Osmonds when they were teenagers. Them
Mm-hmm.
boys were ugly as hell. I said,
Yeah,
"That's why they could not." You put them up against the Jacksons look good.
yeah, they were not the Osmonds were not considered teen heartthrobs. Just Donnie. The
Yeah,
rest of
they
them, we
were
don't even
not good looking.
the rest of them, we don't even know their name.
They were not good looking at all.
Mm-mm.
And I said, "Nah," because I even said it back then years ago. I don't know how many of y'all were looking at how they actually looked. And I said, they aren't good looking enough to be big
Mhm,
in this industry. Cause that's one thing about the music industry. They like a certain look on
mm,
those singers. And they did not have that look. And I was like, they're not going to get as far as the Jacksons. And they
mhm.
did. I
No,
knew
they
even
didn't.
back then they weren't.
And it's a possibility they could be inbreds because they are a part of the Mormon church. So, there's, no telling what sector they part of. Some of
Yeah.
a lot of those sectors believe in inbreeding.
Hmm.
Hmm.
They couldn't dance either. That's what Brenda Hill said.
Oh, no, they couldn't
No,
dance.
they couldn't dance as good as the Jacksons. No.
Oh, yeah, and the Partridge family too as well. Oh, yeah, all of that. They try to
Mm-hmm.
push that. You couldn't do nothing with the Jacksons. You was just wasting your
Right.
time.
Yeah.
And to
No, the
me,
Osmonds ain't even on the same level as DeBarge. I'm sorry. The Osmonds are not on the same level as DeBarge. I even say DeBarge is way above them.
somebody said, "What happened to the Silvers?" Well, it was a number of things that happened. One
Hmm.
of the older Silvers is still in the music industry behind the scenes. Some of them got caught up in drugs. One of them, one of the sisters, got brutally raped and lost her mind. It was just really tragic what happened to them. And I like that
Yeah.
group. I really
And
did like it.
somebody wrote the Jackson cartoons. I used to love the Jackson cartoons, but did you know for a little while they even had an Osmond cartoon too?
Yeah, I do. I wouldn't watch it. I can
But I don't
remember.
think it was on as long as the Jackson cartoons were
I can
on. I
dis
think, yeah.
I can distinctly remember 6 years old standing at the stoplight trying to get myself home to watch them cartoons, to go see the Jacksons and eat me some Jackson cereal. I
Mm-hmm.
remember that.
And I used to love the cartoons because, by the time I was a teenager, those songs were classics already.
Yeah, they
So
were.
I used to love watching it just to hear the old songs again.
Mm-hmm. And I remember all of the,
Yeah, the Osmonds had a cartoon,
yeah,
and
they
they had
did.
a variety. They had a variety show, just like the Jacksons had a variety show, which included the sisters and everything. They
Mm-hmm.
did the same thing. They tried to mirror everything for the
Yeah, they was
Osmonds
such a
that they
they
did
was
for the
such a copy.
Jacksons.
They was such a copycat. You know what? I had seen a little segment a couple of weeks ago. I didn't know Ruby Jackson could dance like that.
I think Rebe actually is the prettiest sister. That's
Oh,
my opinion.
yeah, she she can dance. And I was
Yes.
like, go girl. Her and Michael was dancing together. They was getting it.
Mm-hmm.
But Lisa reminded me we would watch the Jacksons, then we would watch Fat Albert, and
Mm-hmm.
then I remember on Saturday morning we lived for Soul Train.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Man, to me, when it was Soul Train, the dancing was just as phenomenal as some of their outfits they would wear. I used
Oh
to love
yes.
just seeing what they were going to have on too. I was like, what they going to have on?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was just saying that earlier. Mel Gibson looks bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And a lot of performers got their start, after they made an appearance on Soul Train. That's when their popularity would explode.
Mm-hmm. Well, have anybody been watching some of those clippings of the Soul Train dancers?
Yeah, those are good. If you
Those were
haven't
pretty.
watched them, you should watch them. They are good.
It really lets you know what happened to them. I was surprised. A lot of them got work overseas,
Mhm.
and did well for themselves.
Yeah. Mhm. Sure did.
We got they talking bad about Mel Gibson on my channel.
But you notice how you remember Soul Train,
Mhm.
and their answer to Soul Train was American Bandstand.
Oh no,
Do y'all remember that?
I would watch it, but it
It
was
wasn't as good. No.
you
It
know.
wasn't
I
as
tell you
good,
when we
but
would watch it,
that was their attempted answer for Soul Train.
we would only watch it if it was a black artist on there.
Mhm. Yeah, the Jacksons appeared on there quite a few times, and I
Hmm.
would just watch it. Sometimes he would have singers on there. I didn't watch it.
No, if it was a black artist, we knew it was going to be on there. We'd watch it. Other than that, we weren't going to watch it.
Yeah, I saw Jody Watley's videos of what happened at Shalimar.
Oh, it was
Man, she
awful.
went through a lot. Oh, I feel bad for her. I didn't know she was going through all the crap she was
Yeah,
going
that
through.
that crap she was
That
going
was
through.
just horrible what she had to go through.
I seen her live. She does a good performance live.
And she's older now, but she's still a very attractive woman. She really
Mm-hmm.
is,
Mm-hmm.
you know, but she went through hell in that group. I don't blame her for not going back.
Yeah, because they tried to get them to come back together, and it was just too much cutthroat.
Mhm.
It was just too much, and they hurt her too bad.
Yeah. And she was another one that was on Soul Train at one point in time
Yeah,
before they
she was.
start
Yeah,
singing. She was a
that's how they
dancer on Soul Train.
that's how they put that group together.
Mhm.
Um, Shalimar.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And she did say it was fun being on Soul Train, but being in that group, oh no. You
Mm-mm.
could just tell it was just horrible for her. And
Yeah,
I'm glad she's doing better for herself and she's in a better place.
yeah. It was the stuff I heard was horrible.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was just way too much. She was like, "No, I can't do this."
Yeah. Well, oh, hello from Canada, Susie B. Pretty soon Donald Trump said he going to take that over. Donald
Oh,
Trump said
boy.
he going to take over Canada.
Donald Trump need to shut up.
That's going to be part of the US along with Greenland. and the Panama Canal. He just swears up and down, all that's going to be America. And he's going to change the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America.
Trump better make sure he can keep his behind alive. That's what he need to watch out for. All that other mess, boy, Trump just need to shut up. Making all these promises.
No, Jody Watley, you're talking about Jeffrey Daniels. Jeffrey Daniels used to beat on her. Y'all don't know. No, he didn't try to sabotage her. Jeffrey Daniels used to beat on Jody Watley, physically beat her up. That's what he used to do.
And now
it goes way deeper than that. Yo, I love Stephanie Mills. You can't say nothing bad about her. She's a rider. I love Stephanie Mills.
Oh yeah, she ride or die all the way. Yeah, she sure is. I've seen her live too. She sounds better live than she really do sound better live. But back to Jeffrey Daniels.
Yeah, in fact, somebody wrote Jeffrey was married to Stephanie. You know he was dating Jody Watley at the same time he was dating Stephanie Mills?
I didn't know that.
And he married Stephanie Mills. Jody didn't even know it. He didn't tell her, and he was still with Jody. And she just happened to find out that he up and married Stephanie Mills, and she didn't even know it.
Wow. Well,
I mean, he did her like crap.
Jeffrey Daniels, the few times I've seen them interview him, he got a new accent. I said, this Negro is so phony.
Yeah, but one thing Jody said, he had a drug and drinking problem too.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, he had a drinking and drug problem. She did talk about that.
Yeah, he got a new accent. He act like he come from another planet.
Whatever. After I heard what he did to Jody, I ain't feeling him no more. What, he was abusive to Stephanie Mills too? I wouldn't doubt it. Usually those kind of guys, they're abusive to every damn body. But that marriage really was not that long. It did not last long. It was over pretty quickly.
Yeah, it was. Because I remember when they got married. Next thing I know, they heard it was a divorce coming up. I don't think he managed his money well. He was just out there just doing the most.
Right.
And he took his butt overseas. But it just blew my mind when they interviewed him. I'm like, I don't remember that voice. Where you get this little phony accent from? I don't know if anybody paid attention to that. Oh, you talking about when Trump and they've been dragging Obama since that picture of him and Trump. They ain't letting that one go for a minute.
First of all, I was telling True Royal, he already knew this. Most presidents, y'all, they get along with each other. When they try to act like they hate each other, they're just doing that for the cameras. If you don't believe me, when these Republicans talk bad about Obama, just go out there and look at Obama golfing. You know who his golf buddies were? Y'all remember John Boehner? That crazy Speaker of the House?
Yes.
John Boehner and a lot of those Republican senators used to hang out with Obama golfing. A lot of them.
Now that
Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, Bill Clinton, and Obama hung out with each other so much they called them the Three Amigos because they were always hanging out together. But see, when the cameras are on, they kind of take each other down because they know, especially the MAGA group, the MAGA group, that's what they want to see. They want to see all this fighting and everybody divided. So they just do that mess to play up for the cameras. But in real life, they don't dislike each other.
Yeah, they give them what they want. You're right about that.
Yeah, it's just like they're play acting. They know what their constituents want to hear. So they just play it up in the cameras, but in reality, they don't dislike each other at all.
Yeah, that's like when I learned like lawyers can be at each other's throat in court, and then they go have lunch together.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's all. I mean, don't take it all seriously because Trump was all leaning in towards Obama. If you
Mm-hmm.
go look at those pictures, he was the one leaning all into Obama.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
yeah, they don't like seeing that because the MAGA group, they're a bunch of racists. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they don't like seeing that.
No, they don't. Mm-mm.
I don't pay attention to them fools anyway.
Mm-mm. I could care less.
Mm-hmm. For
Mm-hmm.
real. So, y'all, we're going to go ahead and conclude. Thank you for being here. Thank you,
Mm-hmm.
everybody. I do have to thank a few people.
Okay.
Mike C., pray for Fort Altadena, California. The whole town is gone. Altadena was a thriving middle-class Black town. A one-time Altadena was 65% Black. Yes. In fact, True Royal and I spoke about that, and I was looking at pictures of it like back in the day. It was beautiful. Oh my
Mm-hmm.
goodness, it was so nice over there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was 65% Black, and then the last time I looked online when it caught on fire, it said it went from 65% Black to 17% Black
Mm-hmm.
because all these other groups were moving in there. Antoinette Gardner, thank you, sisters, for telling the truth. Yah is in control, judging the world's wickedness. Keep proclaiming Yah's judgment. Absolutely. We know there's judgment. I don't care what no Franklin Graham say. He's irrelevant.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Absolutely irrelevant. Ain't nobody thinking about him.
Yeah. And again, I just want to close out just saying, I know some people feel compelled to donate and, and pass it on too. Don't be, don't let your emotions overwhelm you. Take your time and pick and choose where you want to donate, because anytime there's anything on this type of scale, they're stealing money.
Yes.
They really are. And you have to
Mhm.
just do, it's going to be all kind of people out there with their hand out. You have to pick and choose where you want to donate. And it's even getting down to individual families. And I think I might go ahead and just donate to somebody that I know that is going to get it to that individual family. Because I
Right.
start getting real suspicious with these organizations and stuff. It'd
And,
be,
and and you know what's really sad about Altadena because it's so beautiful over there? How much you want to bet if they do rebuild them, those rich white folk are probably gonna take it over.
yeah, see, they always doing dirt.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime it's a natural disaster, they know people are going to be displaced, usually people that are poor, and then they will take over something.
They
They,
did
they
that same
always
thing.
do it.
They did
Mm-hmm.
that in Maui.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, they
Mm-hmm.
sure did.
Yeah,
They
they
did that in
dirty like that. Mm-hmm. They already
Maui, and
having meetings.
and
Yeah,
that's really a shame
it really is. It really
because
is.
those folks, some of those, from what I was reading, a lot of those Black folks, some of them been there for generations in
Mm-hmm.
Altadena. They've been there for generations.
Mm-hmm.
That is really sad.
Yes, you're right, Terry. Red Cross is the biggest thief.
Oh yeah, they're the biggest grift around for
Mm-hmm.
real. You ain't never lie about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, True Royal, that's my go-to person for what's going out in California.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I go to her when I have questions.
Yeah. Well, it's only so much I know about LA because I'm so further up north. But some of the communities I do know, but I'm not going to act like I know them all.
Yeah, I
Hmm.
understand. I mean, I
Hmm.
don't know all of New Jersey, but some of it, some of the different counties I do know a little something about.
Hmm. Hmm.
Pasadena is 7.7 Black.
Hmm.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
But I thought Pasadena, what I guess like Altadena, it was once more. I thought more Black people were in Pasadena.
No, no, not in Pasadena, Lisa. No. Remember I
Okay.
was telling you that? I see you got to go to Compton. All right. Not Pasadena. They didn't took that over.
Oh, okay.
Long
Wow.
ago. Now I do know that area.
Well, yeah, the only thing I knew my whole life about Pasadena was their parade. Other than that, I really didn't know anything about Pasadena.
I understand.
You know, they used to have that Pasadena Day Parade,
Mm-hmm.
and every now and then I would just see clippings of it on TV. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's the extent of what I knew about Pasadena.
Mm-hmm. All
Wow.
righty.
All right, y'all. Please enjoy the rest of your evening, and
Mhm.
I'm sure we're going to be talking about many topics pertaining to this fire in the
Yeah.
near future.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will.
Yeah. All right. And True Royals audience, thank you so much for being here.
All
And
right.
thank you, True Royal. And everybody, have a wonderful evening. Shalom, family.